Okay, today we're playing a game on Rialto. We are in the Bronze SR range, and we'll be playing Moira the entire way through. Oh god, you can see my taskbar. How gross is that? So, let's start the game. Nothing to say. So, defending first. Our team's a little bit spread out. Who's the other tank? Can't see the other tank at present. Hopefully... Oh, it's Reinhardt. Okay, alright. So I was gonna say, I hope fucking Reinhardt or Roadhog doesn't come into view behind us right now. That would have been very depressing, wouldn't it? So there's a Junkrat over there, which sure is inconvenient. I'm really just mad Reinhardt's doing this, to be honest with you. I'm mad that Reinhardt's the one over here blocking this singular guy, because Reinhardt's got more important things to be doing right now. Like, dealing... Did he just let his shield break as well? Brother. What the fuck? So he should be over there, dealing with that situation instead of Zarya, and Zarya should be over here dealing with the Junkrat situation, but you know how people are. So, we've got... I'm sorry, I was being mad at Reinhardt. I wasn't paying very close attention. I know, I'm sorry. So we've got a bad man over there. That's inconvenient. We've got Baptiste up to no good right here. So, I want this guy dead, to be honest with you. So, to be honest with you, I'm looking at Baptiste doing this right now, and I'm thinking to myself, this guy should not be allowed to do this. I'm looking at the team, and I'm like, they're all pretty healthy, by and large. I'm gonna try and kill this fucking Baptiste, because he is out of position. So I'm just gonna throw a damage orb at this guy, and start sipping on him. Because the team, they're alright, by and large, they're fine, and I want this fucking Baptiste dead for trying to do that. Are we necessarily gonna kill him as Moira? No, not necessarily. If he's got any sense, anyway, he won't let us do that, but we're in bronze. You know, people do some wonky things sometimes. So, we're getting pretty low on resource at this point, so I don't really want to be spraying these people anymore, to be honest with you. So I see Junkrat's over there. That is Junkrat over there, right? Yeah, that was Junkrat. Alright, fuck that guy. So here's my thought here. Fuck that guy. Because he is miles away from me, and I got bigger concerns right now. Principally me, and these other two people next to me instead. I've already written Junkrat off as basically being dead instead. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm getting kind of low on resource right now. I gotta try and build this back up. So rather than throw the healing orb thusly, I would rather throw the healing orb thusly, so that it bounces off this wall and then comes back through us again. That way we can be healing ourselves and the tank, as the tank that's still alive, for the largest amount of time. Ash is also there, so that's a nice benefit. Because I've written that guy off as being dead. And then we can have the orb bounce across the three of us repeatedly, and while that's happening, I'm gonna try and sip the enemy team to get a little bit of resource back. Then, I don't need to spray these people next to us anymore, because the healing orb's gonna take care of it, and I can work on sipping one of the enemy team to recoup a little bit of my health, or my resource rather, and my health, I guess, but mostly the resource. Here, we're almost out of resource again. We've got to start sipping some people. Our orb just came off of cooldown. Now here's what you can do when you've got your healing orb up. You can use that to cover your team while you're recouping your resource, because the healing orb is a lot of healing. It can almost always take care of the situation by itself. So while you throw the healing orb out there, you can start draining the enemy team and recoup some of your resource. I'm sorry for your silence. The cursor's on screen this whole time as well. So we could have thrown the healing orb there at Zarya, and then while the healing orb is taking care of our team, we can start draining the Baptiste again to recoup some of our resource, because right now we are painfully low on resource. Here, I don't want to use Coalescence because we've lost this team fight. Like, the team fight is already going really badly by that point in time, so I don't care anymore. Here, I'm just going to throw a damage orb because I expect that guy to die. And I want to build up my ult again now, to be honest with you. It's irrelevant to me if Lucio survives that situation, because we're not doing anything over there in the near future. So I'd rather start building my ultimate up again. Though I would also rather have not used the ultimate to begin with over here. So right now, don't even spray these people, right? Like, don't even do it. If you're gonna heal someone at this point, just please do it with the healing orb, because we need to start regenerating some of our resource, because if a fight starts right now, while we have this level of resource, we're fucked. We are completely fucked. So we gotta start building some of that back up. Don't even spray anybody. When your resource is like this critically low, try and avoid spraying anybody, because even if you only do it for half a second, that stopped it regenerating again, and now it has to go through the period before it can be allowed to start regenerating again. Like, we just can't deal with this situation in front of us. We can spray someone for half a second, and then that's it. So all we're really doing is putting the regen on them, which is not helpful in the middle of a team fight. We have barely been draining anybody on the enemy team. We need to do this as Moira. It is vitally important to maintaining our resource that we're trying to drain people. And also, killing people is pretty fun. But that's a side benefit. We're really looking for resource recuperation right now. We've just been critically low this entire time. Again, don't even spray. Don't even spray. You know. It keeps resetting it. We need to regenerate. We're useless in these team fights because we've got nothing to work with. And just use the healing orb. Like, anytime you're in like this kind of situation right now, just find the angle where you can have the healing orb bounce across your team the most amount of times, and then start trying to drain people. So just like bounce it off this wall, right? You step back, you step over like here, you throw it at that wall. It's going to go over there, heal everybody on the pass, bounce back again. It's not going to pass by a third time, but it's passed by 2 times. And at that point, you probably got most of it. And during that time, just start draining the bad men. Start gaining some of that energy back. So, now again, we've thrown the healing orb, but now it's time to start draining. We got to build some of it back up. Now, I know that they tell you, right, especially if you go on any of the subreddits, they tell you, Moira, you're a healer. You gotta heal people. This is a true statement, but you also need to do damage to the enemy team. Like, you have to. Because if you don't, you got 2 things going on. If you, like, never use your damage orb because you're too afraid to do that, you're building your ult so much slower than if you were using your damage orb as well. But simultaneously, if you're not draining people, then you're not recouping any of your resource. You're just always draining it and never refilling it. So you have to find these opportunities to do damage. In general, you want to try and not double up with the healing orb when you throw it, because the healing orb can almost always take care of the situation, right? Unless your team is taking a lot of damage right now, like they're in the graviton or something, then you're gonna like throw the healing orb and start spraying them at the same time, because that's like a little mini transcendence, to be honest. But try not to like throw the healing orb and then start healing as well, unless the person's about to take a lot of damage. Like, that Winston was gonna be fine. We could have like either let Mercy take care of it and start sipping them, or throw the healing orb and then at Winston and then start sipping the enemy team. Because again, now this fight's starting. We've not been recuperating our resource this entire time. We're focused solely on healing. We've, like, done no damage to the enemy team. Moira's gotta do some damage, brother. She's just got to. You're trying to find these opportunities where you can, like, throw the damage orb instead of the healing orb. And you're trying to find these opportunities where you can have the healing orb take care of it while you sip, so you can regenerate your resource. Because, again, like, we just keep doing it. Like, it's low resource, and we just, like, spray again. So we then bottom ourselves out again. Alright, we're about to do it now. Again, like, she was gonna be fine right there, honestly. We could have been, like, moving forward to try and, like, get something in, or at the very least, just not start spraying again. Because we're probably about to do it again. No, we're gonna use Coalescence right now. Okay. Because, like, even if you spray for, like, half a second, like, it resets the regeneration. You know, don't do that. Just, like, let it regenerate when you're really low. Because then you start, like, making the situation happen again. When you're, like, really low resource, it starts regenerating, and you're like, alright, I got, like, 1/10 of my Barback spray. Alright, back to 0 again now. I gotta start all over again. You know, not to sound like a broken record, but it's really the thing that keeps happening. And it's like, well, alright, now I've, like, got no choice but to try and start sipping them right now. But we've got, in, like, the middle of a team fight, you're trying to find these opportunities where, like, your teammates are gonna be fine, so you can start sipping the enemy team. Even if it's only for, like, half a second in there. Like, everybody's full health right now. Alright, drain for, like, half a second. That's something. You know, Moira's one of these heroes where even, like, really little things, where you just get, like, that half second of draining the enemy tank in, can have huge ramifications for the entire round, because suddenly you might have some resource when you really need it. Because, like, as soon as these team fights start, we're just fucked. We can't do anything. We're starting the team fight a leg down already, because our gauge is empty. This guy's fine. This guy doesn't need that much healing right now. In this kind of situation, like, Ryan is expected to take a little bit of poke damage, right? Because he's trying to march into the enemy team. He's trying to, like, keep his shield alive as much as he can, so he's not, like, holding it up constantly. He's expected to take some damage. We don't need to spray him constantly. Just spray him for literally half a second to put Moira's regen on him, and then just let that sit. Let that sit. That'll take care of any poke chip damage he takes without you needing to commit any resources. Half a second, like literally just like a microsecond of clicking on the mouse. That's going to put the regen on the guy, and then you've spent no resource, really. You spent a little, like, basically no resource to do that. And then you can let the regen take care of it. And then if he starts taking a ton of damage, we can hold the spray on it. Try and let the regen take care of things as much as you can. When you're in, like, the kind of neutral phase where both teams are just kind of, like, poking at each other, nobody's really committed to a team fight, just try and let the regen take care of it as much as you possibly can. Just, like, whip around for half a second, spray everybody for, like, 0.1 seconds. It puts the regen on them. It'll take care of that little bit of damage they're going to take, and then you can spend that time to start draining the enemy team again. And then, once someone starts taking damage, hey, you can spray him. You know, you've always got that one in reserve, right? You can always start spraying them down if you have to. Try and let the regen take care of it. So, here I went back because we fade over this way. Don't fade like that. There's danger over there. Like, something scary happened to us, and we faded to a scarier location, whereupon we immediately died, basically. If we could trust the Reinhardt, that wouldn't necessarily have been the end of the world, but that's pretty fucking scary. Anytime, like, a scary thing has happened, try not to fade into, like, more of the enemy team. Try and fade, like, away and behind cover so that you can heal, rather than, like, towards the enemy team. You might say, well, I was fading behind the shield. Don't trust Reinhardt players. As someone who spent, like, 5 seasons playing nothing but Reinhardt, don't trust Reinhardt players. We can't be trusted. We can't be. They will whip that shield away from you in a moment's notice. You know, you kind of have to trust them a little bit, but don't, like, stake your life on the guy, right? Like, try and use some hard cover at the same time, all the same. So right now, we're kind of just standing out in the open during this. Ryan died in front of us, so that's really scary, like, really bad, obviously, but... So we take this big chunk of damage right now. You know, ideally Anna heals us. Can't rely on that. We've just turned our back on the majority of the enemy team while we're at 75 health. We should really just be fading away so that we can get healed. We could do, like, 2 things right now, where we could fade back towards the spawn, but there's also a health kit nearby. So we could fade thusly. This is also into cover, because we'll be fading into the room over there. We can get the health kit, and then, hey, maybe we can come out here and start doing something again. Failing that, we can go back around the long way and regroup with our team by the spawn. Instead, we're just stood in the middle of the street, turn our back on the enemy team while we're really low health, and then just kind of, like, die, because we're in one-shot range at that point. So, now, it's not been going terribly well up until this point, I'll be honest. So, this is where, like, nothing's happening, throw the damage orb at somebody. Like, so one of the main cool things about Moira is that her ult charges up really quickly. And again, we throw the healing orb, we start spraying the guy, we're still spraying the guy, he's not taking any damage. Just put, the regen on him. I'll take care of it, you know. But we could have thrown the damage orb at them. Moira's ult charges really quickly because she gets to heal and do damage at the same time. So, like, if things are kind of neutral, You know, you've got your regen ticking on people, or like, just like, nobody's really super hurt right now. Just throw the damage orb into the enemy team. And then, like, if your team does take damage, you're still there, right? Like, you're still near your team. So if you throw the damage orb and you find out, oh, I needed to heal somebody, that's okay, you got your left click, right? But if things are neutral, like, try and throw the damage orb at them, unless you need to recoup your resource, in which case we already talked about using the healing orb to do that. Just, like, throw the damage orb at them. Try and generate that extra bit of ult charge, right? And then once you have your ult charged up, then at that point the damage orb becomes fairly redundant. At that point you're throwing the damage orb very selectively, because you're trying to, like, use it to kill somebody if you can. Because once you've got your ult charged up, just throwing it into the enemy team doesn't really do anything, right? Because they're just going to heal it up, no problem. So then, once you have your ult, you're a little bit more reserved in throwing the damage orb, unless you think it's going to kill a guy. And then, so, you know, she gets to heal people and do damage. So she gets to charge ult really fucking fast if you're making, like, good use of the damage orb as well. And, you know, this is Moira. This is, like, your main decision that you make with Moira most of the time. Do I throw the damage orb right now, because I want to do damage and build my ult? Or do I throw the healing orb right now because I'm low on resource and or my team is about to take a bunch of damage? This is the main choice that Moira is making most of the time. The whole choice with Moira is, do I do damage right now or do I heal right now? And right now, let me tell you, I went back again, we could be doing damage right now. These people are all fine and we keep pulsing the heal on them anyway. Again, the regen would take care of that, no problem. You know, we've again bottomed out our resource before a fight even started, right? Like, we're running ourselves out of resource during the poke phase, so then when the team fight actually starts, we've got nothing to work with. Here, we threw the healing orb right there, didn't we? Yes, that healing orb is not going to accomplish much of anything, because right now, it's going to heal Winston no, it's not even going to really heal Winston, because this is going to go off nowhere immediately, right? It's going to heal Winston maybe a little as he flies by, and then it's going to go in that room, and it's probably going to bounce around that a lot of times before it maybe comes back out again. I nearly knocked over the entire fucking table. So this is a bad angle to throw the healing orb. We can expect our team to take damage right now, so we kind of want to throw the healing orb, but it's better to throw it at the wall behind us, because then again, it's going to pass by our team, and then it's going to bounce off that wall, and then go past our team again, while this gravitic flux is happening. And that would be better than it going off like that, because we already can't see it anymore. It's gone at this point. This is the other thing with Moira. When you throw, like the other main thing, when you throw your healing orb, you'll want to try and find the angle where it's going to pass by your team as many times as possible, right? Because you'd want it to, like, bounce across your team repetitively. You can usually only get, like, 2 passes off of it in most situations, where you're standing on one side of your team, you're going to throw it to the other side, it'll bounce off a wall over there, and then come past your team again. After that, it's usually up to the whims of the physics engine at that point, as to whether or not it comes back again. But you can always get 2 bounces off of it. The damage orb, you don't need to worry about this, really. You throw it straight into the enemy team. It's gonna do all of its damage, in all likelihood. You don't need to worry about that one. With the healing orb, you do want it to bounce repetitively across your team as much as you can. So here, this team fight is basically a wash. This is where I don't start healing. This is where I just, like, throw the damage orb, to be honest, and then just start sipping them as well. Because, like, I'm not really expecting Zarya to live for very long. And there's me shown, right? Because Zarya survived a really long time during this, by and large. This is a really weird time to decide to throw the damage orb now. We've been really hesitant to do damage to the enemy team this entire time. And now that now we throw the damage orb over there, while Zarya's over there like that. This is a very weird time to suddenly decide to start doing damage. Just with everything we've been doing up until this point. But again, Zarya is pretty fucked at that point. Also, try and avoid doing this. This healing does not touch Winston. Like, he is too far away right now, and he's past a wall. So, doing stuff like that also is bad resource management. Moira, The single main, I'm sorry I sound like a broken record, but the main skill with Moira is resource management. This is the only real skill testing element that Moira has. Moira is pretty easy to play, it's all resource management. Mechanically speaking, she's very easy to play. Alright, like, you got a giant-ass lock-on, your healing is fucking massive, you output massive healing in general, you've got Fade if you position badly, you've got this get-out-of-jail-free card, you know, all kinds of cool stuff. Resource management is the skill testing area, so I apologize for banging on about it constantly for about 20 minutes now. But it is like our main thing, so I'm sorry, it does have to be done. So try and avoid doing that, like, you start spraying somebody before they're actually in range, was the original point I was gonna make right there, right? Like, they're out of range, like, Moiras love doing that, where they're, like, running after somebody, and they're spraying the whole time they're walking after the guy. Wait till you're actually, like, close enough to the guy. I know you want to start healing him immediately as soon as he comes into range, but if you spend, like, a second spraying before you actually get to the guy, you ended up wasting some of your resource. So I went back there because I wanted to see if we had our orb up before we started using Coalescence. This is a fairly minor point in comparison, but and we didn't do it there, but I'm going to say it now anyway, just for completeness' sake. When you are going to use Coalescence, try and use your orb before you use Coalescence, because the whole time you're using Coalescence, that's basically the length of your orb's cooldown. So you throw your orb, you coalesce, your Coalescence ends, you're pretty much ready to throw your orb again. As opposed to having your orb up using Coalescence, you can't use it the whole time you're using Coalescence, so the cooldown's just sitting there doing nothing. Now, if you really want to coalesce right this second, but your orb still has like a couple of seconds on its cooldown, don't wait for the orb cooldown, right? Like, if you have a good opportunity to use Coalescence right now, don't waste that opportunity waiting for your orb's cooldown if it's got like 3 or 4 seconds or something left on it, right? Don't wait for it. But if it's like a second or it's up, try and use it before you use Coalescence, you know? You might already know that one. I was gonna talk about it then if we didn't do it, but we couldn't have used our orb. It has 6 seconds left when we used Coalescence, you know? So that's fine. Just for completeness' sake. So, there you go. So, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. I've started streaming on Twitch Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 p.m. EST to 11 EST. There's a link to the channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future. And I hope you found the video helpful.